In part A, we want to eliminate the parameter to find a Cartesian equation of the curve. So we know that x is equal to the sine of t. And we know that y is equal to the cosecant of t. But what do we know about the cosecant of t? We know that that's equal to 1 over the sine of t. So we can say that's step 2. And what do we know about the sine of t? We know the sine of t is equal to x. So y is going to equal 1 over x. So therefore, we've eliminated the parameter. And so for the interval, for where t is in between 0 and pi over 2, that implies that x is going to be in between 0 and 1, and that y is greater than 1. So if we look at this equation, y is equal to 1 over x, it's going to be a hyperbola, but again, there's restrictions on that when we actually draw the curve. Okay, so now we're going to look at part B, and part B asks us to sketch the curve and indicate with an arrow the direction in which the curve is traced as the parameter increases. So here we know that we have the sine of t, the cosecant of t, and t is in between 0 and pi over 2. So what we can do is we can go on Desmos, okay, and we can go ahead and graph this. So one way of graphing this is put this in as an ordered pair. So we have the sine, we'll call that x, or I guess we'll call it sine of t. And then comma, we have the cosecant of t. And then down here, we're going to put in the restriction. So as you can see here, it's going between 0 and pi over 2. So we have 0, and then we type in the word pi, and then divide that by 2. You can see what our graph looks like here. Okay, so let me go ahead and copy this graph. Okay, so we need to figure out, okay, what direction is this going in? Well, we can see here that it's going from 0 to pi over 2. So when t is equal to 0, it's moving to the right. So that means that the direction should be going in that direction. But there's also one thing we need to be clear of. Okay, we know that we can't include the value of 1. It says less than, not less than or equal to. So down here, we should have an open circle here because we cannot include the point 1, 1. So therefore, there is the graph of this curve.